first computers were built upon giant World War II mainframes, mostly used for ballistic calculations for the war effort. Then, in 1958, William Higginbotham started playing with an oscilloscope and conceived what many perceive as the world's first video game. In tennis for two, with an aluminum controller and oscilloscope screen, players started involving the ball against each other.
At the same time, pinball machines in the arcade were kicking off. The end of Prohibition brought about the end of the gangster era, which was famous for its organized crime syndicates. The end of Prohibition did not bring about the end of the mob, however, but the mob started diversifying, adding the distribution of vending machines, cigarette machines, jukeboxes, and pinball to that of the established booze and prostitution. Pinball attracted many young children, and while overstated at the time, had relations to organized crime. Parents argued that pinball machines were a gateway to gambling, corrupting youth, and achieved political success throughout America, outlawing pinball machines in certain cities, almost religiously advocating against pinball. In 1942, New York City's mayor, Fiorello LaGuardia, made prohibition-style raids and seizures top priority to the city's police department, and was photographed smashing the machines with a sledgehammer. Times would change, however, in May 1976. Roger Sharp, largely considered the world's best pinball player, demonstrated to the City Council of New York City that pinball is indeed a game of skill, wherein the City Council subsequently legalized pinball 30-6 for the first time in 30 years. Roger Sharp's demonstration and the City Council's acceptance of pinball symbolized the general public's gradual acceptance of pinball. At this point, the game was set for the boom of video games. Pinball's reluctance to fade away despite public resentment proves it is financially successful. The first commercially successful digital arcade game was Pong, released in 1972 by Atari. Pong's success made digital arcade gaming an overnight reality. Each Pong machine generated approximately $40 each day, which is approximately $230 today, unheard of at the time. Indeed, by the end of 1974, Pong had sold 4,000 units. Atari had also pioneered the console market. Recognizing the success of Pong, Atari released a home version, aptly called Home Pong, selling more than 150,000 units in the holiday season of 1975. Almost overnight, Atari made both the video arcade and home console market a commercial success. Indeed, many companies imitated Atari's Pong, making their own machines. Arcade game manufacturers subsequently blossomed, including Taito, Namco, Konami, Sega, and Nintendo during this era. The video arcade, however, was ill-fated in America, dying in the video game crash of 1983 because of an oversaturated market and America's public fears of the arcade.
Despite this, however, the crash was limited to North America. Video games still went strong in both Europe and Asia. Revolutionary at the time, the Nintendo Entertainment System made its debut in 1985, leading to the console home gaming atmosphere that continues even today. Gaming also made its way to personal computers. These personal computers, abbreviated as PC, saw its rise with the Commodore 64. With gaming on three platforms, arcade, console, and home computers, this set the scene for competitive gaming to emerge.
While competitive gaming had originally emerged in arcades, it would only truly take off on the PC. Competitive gaming, rather than the US, emerged on the other side of the globe in South Korea. During the 1990s, the Asian financial crisis put people out of their jobs and caused South Korea to invest in broadband internet. Moreover, cheap PCs were starting to emerge. As a result, South Korea had an incredibly advanced internet infrastructure. The unemployed had lots of free time, and PCs were readily available. Both foreigners and South Koreans were drawn to tournaments and internet cafes, wherein patrons play on computers for an hourly fee. Today, more than half of South Korea's population of 50 million play online video games, notably StarCraft, League of Legends, Lineage, and Overwatch. South Korea's gaming culture expanded rapidly and became an integral part of its culture. Ma Jae-yoon, Xavier, a professional StarCraft player, had his face being plastered on billboards, commercials, and credit cards. He also has an army of thousands of fangirls. Hyo Sung-hoon, Hooney, a professional League of Legends player, had an underwear commercial.
Sensuality. Silky.
competitive video games had truly immersed itself into South Korean culture. There's a joke about professional gaming in South Korea. If you wanted to marry a woman, you had to first beat her father in StarCraft.
Having emerged in South Korea, the inherent connectivity of online gaming allowed professional gaming to spread to other areas of the globe, notably other parts of Asia, Europe, North America, and Brazil. Today, professional gaming is commonplace throughout the world. It may not seem like professional gaming holds any merit to the average person, but professional gaming binds people together in a community. In one of the greatest moments of professional gaming history, Daigo Umihara made an incredible play against his opponent, Justin Wong. After Daigo Umihara's 15 consecutive parries against Justin Wong, the crowd stood up, cheering in awe of Daigo's play. While Daigo's comeback may seem normal to an average spectator, to a Street Fighter player it was much more. Daigo only had a pixel of health left, meaning that he had to play the rest of the match perfectly. Daigo was unable to block Justin's attack, as doing so will result in him taking a small amount of damage. As Daigo had only a magic pixel of health left, the damage caused by blocking would result in him dying. As a result, Daigo resorted to parrying, a much harder feat to pull off, but one that offers him the ability to take no damage. To do this, Daigo must quickly move his control stick towards the attacker right at the moment of the attack's impact, 15 consecutive times. The windows to parry an attack lasts about 1/10 of a second. 1/10 of a second too early or too late and Daigo would have surely died. Not only did he perfectly time his defense, but he also used the opportunity given to him by the parry to come back and defeat Justin Wong. Although many people wouldn't understand the complexity of this moment, the crowd's reaction shows that they have learned the same concept of game rules binding them together through.
Moreover, this binding effect is commonplace throughout other professional video games, as shown by Enrique Espeque Cedeno Martinez. The following clip takes place in a game called League of Legends, wherein two teams of 5 players each attempt to destroy each other's base. The current situation of the game looks grim for Espeque's team Fnatic, as 2 members of his team had just been killed, while all of the enemy's team, SK Gaming, members were still alive, leaving his team at a 3 to 5 player disadvantage. As such, Fnatic was faced with a dilemma. Should they attempt to defend their base with this disadvantage or attack? Instead, they opted for a mixture of the two. One of Espeque's team members returned to his base to buy him time, whereas another one is kept at bay by one of SK Gaming's.
The Super Minions, a massive wave for them going towards the Nexus turret right now. Fnatic have to get back and deal with them. Meanwhile, you can see the
Espeque, recognizing that his teammate is unable to stall for too long, heads to the enemy base intending to destroy it. The character that Espeque had chosen allows him to blink a short distance every couple of seconds, allowing him to both dodge attacks and keep distance from the enemy team. Unable to return to base in time, did not offer sufficient defense against Espeque's assault on their base. The audience is cheering like that during Daigo's play against Justin Wong shows that professional gaming unites people into a community. Competitive esports are growing and becoming much more popular today. For instance, the League of Legends World Championship in 2011 had 1.7 million viewers, rising to 43 million in 2016. The League of Legends World Championship viewership rivals that of the record-breaking NBA Finals of 2016, which averaged 20.1 million unique viewers across each of the 7 games. These numbers show that League of Legends' fan base rivals those of world-class athletes, whereas professional gaming was once a laughingstock. Its rise in popularity and the massive fan base that supports it shows that it has transitioned out of that phase. More and more people are recognizing the skill that is required to become a professional gamer, making gaming recognizable to some as an actual sport. Like sports, professional gaming teams were formed and sponsors began to look towards gaming for business. Before long, leagues such as the Global StarCraft II League, Garena Premier League, and Major League Gaming were formed, and large tournaments such as Dota 2's The International, Battle.net's World Championship Series, and the League of Legends World Championship began appearing around the world. Gaming follows the trend set by sports as it tests the competitiveness of the players, along with the skill required to compete with the best. In the United States, professional gamers such as Cloud9 Sneaky, Team Solo Mid's Hanser, Phoenix One Such Special, FlyQuest's Lemonation, Immortals, ProBelter, and Delta Fox's Dyrus, and many more saw the rise to fame in different League of Legends championships.
America has traditionally disliked games as a medium of entertainment, ranging from post-prohibition pinball machines to the decline of the arcade to that of professional gaming today. However, the rise to prominence of gaming shows that gaming is now widely accepted as a medium of entertainment. While it may not reach South Korean levels of appraisal, there is no doubt that gaming is becoming an integral part of America's culture.